Hey guys, Chris and Jamie here from Tillman Family Farms. Been slacking on these videos a little bit here lately. We did want to do a little quick update. We have been so very busy around here, and that's probably attributes to why I hadn't done any videos here lately. But I wanted to get Jamie involved in this one because she has been the driving force behind us getting all of our licensing and all that kind of stuff to get the farm business off the ground. You know, we've always kind of wanted to do this kind of stuff, and she's always been great, you know, in the kitchen, canning things and making jams and jellies and all kinds of stuff. And it kind of caught on, and she started selling them. And lo and behold, somebody decided that they needed to tell somebody that we were selling stuff. So we got our hands slapped a little bit. So we just decided that since we're this far, we're going to go ahead and do it. And you know, we did a couple other videos explaining this when we got started in this process. It was a little bit more complicated than what we thought it might be. I follow a lot of channels that do a lot of the same things that we're trying to do, and it's different from state to state to state. So you got the Georgia Department of Agriculture that we're having to deal with. We're dealing with our county. I mean, there's just a lot of things here, and I want to let Jamie talk a little bit about all of the things that she's had to go through and get, from a cottage kitchen license to finding out that they're not even doing egg cannling licenses right now because of COVID. And it's been a lot. I'll let her tell you a little bit about how many phone numbers and things like that she's had to call. She's got a long list in there that's she's scratched through and circled and all kind of stuff. So I guess what was the first one that we had to start with? Where did we really get started with this license?
So the first thing, I was like, you know, Department of Agriculture, of course their website gives you all kinds of information with 1,000 phone numbers. So I started picking and choosing and trying to find the right avenue and contact information to get me in the right direction. And that's where the circles started. It was the cottage food license was pretty straightforward. I actually got that completed on Tuesday. Had to send a bunch of pictures of the home, labeling process, and how I do things in the actual kitchen. Turns out, of course with COVID, that was about a 20-minute phone interview, and had to send the money, and they sent me the license within like a 24-hour period. So that was pretty straightforward. They also handle the mobile meat license here in Georgia, but our biggest step to begin with is the poultry side of it, because that's our first animals on the farm that will be slaughtered and up for sale. So lo and behold, the state told me it was federal's responsibility. I finally spoke with multiple people at the federal side of USDA, and they told me that Georgia was one of the toughest to deal with, and pretty much shot my whole idea down of being able to process the poultry on farm by ourselves. I found all of the guidelines and regulations, all of the ins and outs of, you can do it on the farm. You're limited to a certain amount of birds on farm, but I could never get the right person on the phone. So it's kind of a little disappointing. I think that was Wednesday afternoon into Thursday midday. Pretty much federal telling me that my hands are tied. The state is going to regulate a lot of those decisions. I already had approval through the county that our zoning was okay for that. So back to the drawing board I went, and I reached back out to a director with the Department of Agriculture, and lo and behold, my original guy was the one that contacted me, and he's the one that handles it is classified as the small poultry, pasture poultry exemption in the state of Georgia. and there are no issues about it. If the county gives me the zoning approval, then I can legally process these birds on the farm. So it went from a crashing disappointment to a very exciting moment yesterday when the same guy I've been dealing with is the one that handles this department also. So it was kind of like a relief, a lot of stress kind of lifted, and now we're full force into it, and he's got me in the right direction and it's going to take care of us. So it's pretty exciting.
Yeah, it's actually been really exciting because for 2 to 3 weeks she searched for phone numbers and talked to this person, talked to that person, trying to see who it was that we really need to be in contact with. And then just all of a sudden, you know, one thing fell into place, and then we had the letdown, and then it was just like all of a sudden within the last couple of days she's had a couple of really great phone calls and have cleared a lot of things up. We've got a couple of inspections coming up for the mobile meat license and how to be set up and all those things. But the way it turns out with the pastured poultry exemption in the state of Georgia is that we can process 1,000 birds on the farm, and we can package and sell them as whole birds. Now, if we were to get into any cuts or anything like that with chicken and poultry and things like that, we would have to take those to a USDA facility to have them processed and packaged. But we have been preparing ourselves to process what we can on the farm. You know, over the past couple weeks, we bought a new chicken plucker. We've kind of perfected our processing station that we have. We've bought our shrink bags. We have ordered and designed our packaging labels. We still have to get a scale. There's a few things like that, but this has been so exciting for us. And you know, we've got a Facebook page out there, and our community seems to be supporting us big time. Jamie's been able to start selling her jams and jellies again, and in that process her labeling changed to have a whole lot more information on it, things like that, which wasn't too much more than what she already had on there. You know, she was doing a pretty good job of that anyway. But it's exciting, and we want to update you guys with where we're at. So we're going to take you around and we're going to show you our pigs, the cows, and we're going to show you the chickens that are on pasture in these tractors. There's going to be a lot of things to come. We're going to finish up our garden disaster series. We're going to finish that up next week. We've got some plans to get the garden finished, clean back out, and get our dirt, you know, kind of refurbished a little bit, get it all turned in, and get our winter garden planted in the next week. It's actually been a little bit cooler here in Georgia this time of year than it has been over the past 10 years. But we're excited, and we're excited that you guys are coming along with us. And you know, it's going to be a long journey, and there's going to be a lot of ups and downs. But you know, so goes it, and we'll fight through it. And it's what we wanted to do for a long time. So we're gonna keep hacking at it and move forward with our plans. But you guys stick around. We're going to show you some of the things we were just talking about, pigs and cows and chickens, and kind of update you on where we're at. So you guys remember Macon? In a couple weeks since you've seen him. So these guys got moved over here. I guess they've been right here about 3 weeks. And they've been enjoying this spot pretty good. Growing like crazy. Last time y'all saw them, they were probably on the other side of this fence. But so now they're out here where we do rotate horses and cows in and out of these pastures too. So we had to run this top wire right here to kind of keep the horses out of it as well. We will be moving them over into that wood line very soon, and then they're going to end up back over there in those woods. There's a lot of hickory nut trees and acorns on the ground and things like that they will have to enjoy. But since I've been slacking on these videos, I thought I'd catch you guys up on where we are. These guys are looking really good. using that feeder up. Coming along, can't complain. So here's our 2 chicken tractors that are full of meat birds. So there's a couple things in here that we've changed since we did videos a couple weeks back. The feeders, the PVC feeders that we had used were a bust. So we've got the galvanized feeders in there now. The PVC feeders were a bust simply because of the fact that they just didn't hold enough feed. I mean, there wasn't anything wrong with them. They worked, but they did not hold enough feed at all. The watering devices seem to be working pretty good. We've got another tractor in the making because we actually have a few too many birds in each one of these, but we're just getting started with these pastured chickens, and a little bit behind on their apparatus, but so far they're doing good. They're loving it for sure. But of course you can see how the trail that they've been down. This stuff has come back really fast, but of course we've had 2 hurricanes come down through here since we started this too. So this pathway here that you see, you can see you can't tell anything about where a chicken tractor's been, but they went all the way down, and then we brought them all the way back to high ground for this past 3 to 4 days worth of rain that we had from this last hurricane. And so we had them all the way back uphill, started back up this way. But these are some of our egg layers that have been doing pretty good. Their egg production has been back up. They get let out quite a bit, but that is the update on pigs and chickens. We'll take a ride out and check the cows out here in just a few minutes. So checking on the cows. We don't always do a lot of videos on the cows. Sometimes the cows can not be quite as interesting because they're grass fed and they wander around out here and they eat grass. That is what they do. But this year's a little bit different. So you see this pasture, and this pasture is still a little bit thick in what they're, you can kind of see how they're eating through this taller stuff because they like the greener on the bottom of it, but there's a ton of it. Last year we had a little bit of a drought towards the end of the summer, and we didn't have any grass really out here, so we fed a lot of hay last year. This year's different. This year's big time different. So we have calves this year. We didn't have calves last year, but these guys are growing like weeds. Good Lord, if you've watched any of our other videos and when these calves were born, they have grown a lot and they are really getting into it. So you know, we're going to be this is part of what we're doing. This is part of our farm. We're going to be offering grass-fed beef in our farm store and at farmers markets, and with this mobile meat license that we are about to have. So we're going to start including them in some videos, show you guys what they're doing. Guys, we hope you enjoyed today's videos, or today's video. We got a lot of things that we're going to be doing around here. We want to give a couple shout outs. We had one of our local farms that does the same thing that we do, but they've actually been doing it for a little while, or actually a couple years now. But they saw us on Facebook, and they decided that they were going to call and offer any tips or advice or anything like that, and we thought that was really cool. Instead of it being a competition thing, it's kind of like kind of like a farm community type thing, and which I love. I love you know, helping people along and trading ideas and things like that. So Jamie was the one that took the phone call.
Yeah, so I was getting prepared to come out and start, you know, the farming chores, and I realized I had a missed call, and of course it was before 8 a.m. So I was like, this isn't a telemarketer calling. So I was like, let me listen to this voicemail. And you know, it was a gentleman at Turntime Farms. They're over in Ellerslie, Waverly Hall area, I believe.
About 20 miles away.
And he left a nice voicemail. Was like, you know, you don't have to call me back, but you know, being the nice person that I am, I was like, I'm not gonna be rude and not call him back. So we had a long, I mean, nice conversation. He's excited for us. He is very encouraging on, you know, others getting involved in the whole farming aspect and trying to provide healthier food options for the community. And of course, another support system. We have a lot of family and friends that definitely support us. They're excited for this whole adventure.
Yep.
But to have another business, an actual active business in our county, you know, reach out and kind of like just guide us and be excited that we're joining the team pretty much, it's pretty rewarding. Pretty rewarding.
It is. It's very rewarding. I don't want to keep you guys too much longer. We're going to close this thing out, but we appreciate you guys watching. Be looking for more stuff. I'm going to leave some links to some other videos that have to do with a lot of stuff we've talked about in this video. But thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Share the videos. If you're local, reach out. Find us on Facebook, the whole 9 yards. And this spring we will be providing a lot of things for people in our area, and we're really excited. But we're going to let you guys go so we can get back to work. Thanks a lot.